Hello, everybody. This is Delbert. This is day 57 of my 6-month treatment. Got my chemo pack here with the Drano in it. This last week has really been uneventful. Nothing really, no new side effects. Still having the day they take off the pump, having some bio problems, having to run to the restroom in a moment's notice. That's never good. The nerve pain from like ice and cold things, it was rather mild this week. Like I said, the week was non-eventful. Did reach in and grab some cold stuff out of the freezer, and just the touching it kind of got my fingertips. You know, I'm sure there are people that just absolutely go ballistic when they get it, but for me, it was just enough to say, hey, don't do that. Maybe, grab a towel or get something else to grab it. Just hurt a little bit. Same thing with the mouth pain. I wouldn't put an ice cube in my mouth. That'd be really stupid. Been kind of cold here this last week in Nevada. We're in January. Other people have, 12 inches of snow. We get down to 40 degrees and we're freezing and whining like you can't believe. But surviving the chemotherapy. I'm on treatment number 5 of 12. I can't wait to get this one off and get into the next one. I have never wanted to get to the next session, the next time they have to put the needle in my port, the next time I have to sit in that chair and get through that. But this is 5 of 12. 2 weeks from now, when I'm going through this again, and I'm doing this exact same video for you guys, to let those people that have to go through this again, or for themselves, giving them some sense of what dealing with Folfox, dealing with the entire thing, which is scary in of itself. In 2 weeks, I get to get this thing hooked up, and when it's off, I'm half done. That's a major milestone for me, especially as worried as I was about doing this. Didn't know what to expect. I read all the blogs. I heard everybody else's side effects. They were pretty scary. It's like, man, can I really do this? Am I really that tough? But I made it this far. My biggest concern is the idea that I have these random side effects. If they were the side effects that started on treatment number 1, and moving forward I could expect the exact same side effects each and every 2 weeks, I think that consistency would bring me some comfort. But that's not the way this has worked for me. I have to say I'm really, really blessed. I'm really happy as far as much as you can be about side effects. There's been nothing that I can overcome. There have been some embarrassing moments. There have been things that I didn't like. A couple of weeks ago, I bought some frozen yogurt on the first day. Brought it home, gonna sit down and eat my frozen yogurt, and because I'm not having any of this side effect. And oh my gosh, that mouth pain just really killed me. Well, that frozen yogurt never got eaten for 2 or 3 weeks. It finally got thrown away. This last week, I think I went through 2, I call them single serving sizes, but they're the Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia type ice creams and things like that. I had to wait a few days. I may have had to wait till day 8 or 9 or 10, but I actually sat here and ate an entire whatever that is of ice cream. So there is some hope for this. But on those bad times when you put that ice cream in your mouth and all of a sudden you have to spit it out because it just plain hurts, not a good thing. The day the pump comes off, that unloading of my bowels and whatever causes that is terribly embarrassing. Nobody wants to go through that. I tell you the worst one for me, that the bowels are a problem. We're getting it down to a science, and we know how many hours after taking the pump off. It's going to happen. It's happened for 4 sessions in a row. It's repetitive. It is going to happen. But the one side effect that has really, really shocked me, and the doctor has no explanation for it, is the left side of my hand. The first time it hit my whole right hand, I went to grab the computer mouse, and my fingers were just locked. My whole hand was locked. It would not do what I wanted to do. The next 3 sessions, just the middle finger, the index finger, and the thumb, and that left side of my right hand locks up. But, as scary as it is, that paralysis, for whatever's causing it, only lasted for, I would say, 10 or 15 minutes. I was able to fight through it and still use the mouse, still type on the keyboard. But I got through it. It was a scary thing. It's like, oh my gosh, what if this is real? What if this is permanent? What if this doesn't come back? That was scary. That's the one side effect I really, really didn't like. Another side effect that I just started realizing this week is, for some reason, right after I get the pump put on, I'm getting what I'm calling OCD. My mind gets locked on a subject, something that's bothering me. Maybe it's worrying about the wife and the things she's doing. Which boyfriend is she going to see this week? Whatever it be. I know, as I'm sitting here sober and talking about it, or after the event, I know that I can sit here and talk to her about it. I'm welcome to go with her anywhere she wants to go. But at that moment, that first night when that pump is on, it really does not matter how real it is. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm just locked into it. I just can't go to sleep. Last 2 weeks ago, when I got the pump turned on, I'd had a glass of tea, which I shouldn't have had at night. I know better than to have the caffeine. But for some reason, my brain got locked on, and I did not sleep that entire night. As a matter of fact, I got up. I finally got frustrated and got out of bed at 4 a.m. and just started working. So we're a little concerned about that behavior. I'm a pretty stubborn guy, and I've had my sessions in the past. But most of the time, I can reason it out. Most of the time, I can set it aside and deal with it later. But for some reason, the last 2 sessions, some little bug has hit my brain, and it's just, I just can't let it go. Last night, now I didn't have the pump on last night. I had another session of that where I remember getting into the truck, and I remembered not seeing the GPS, not seeing the diagnostics tool to check on the computer. And it's like, oh no, I'm going to have to get dressed. I'm going to have to go out to that truck and look for that stuff because it's going to bother me all night. Well, not being on the drugs, being of a clear mind, I was able to set that aside. I was able to go ahead and say, you know what, we'll check it in the morning. No big deal. If it's gone, it's gone. If it's there, it's there. Everything's great. And I was able to go to sleep. But I'm a little worried tonight. I don't think anything's bothering me. Who knows? Maybe something will pop up, the wife said. Maybe she trusts her driver over my driver in NASCAR. Who knows? But in any case, I'm hoping I go to bed tonight with a clear head and nothing pops into it and nothing bothers me. Otherwise, I've got to find a way to get that under control. That is not going to work for me. But, like I said, last week for me, life has been uneventful. We did get a humidifier. We have found that if we run the humidifier and keep the house with enhanced humidity, it solves some of the dryness of the nose, stops or reduces some of the nosebleeds that seem to be occurring with me. I would tell somebody else going through this, if you're finding that you're getting crusties, if you find that when you blow your nose, things come out, and all of a sudden you start bleeding, Doctor said to get a humidifier. It worked really, really well for me. Not too many other suggestions other than when you get that pump turned off, when you know your number of hours is up and you need to be near a restroom, take a TV tray and a computer and just go sit, because that is the worst for me. I'm enjoying doing these videos. I hope they help somebody. Hope my family and friends enjoy seeing that I'm still alive and I'm doing my job and I'm making it through this with the best of sense of humor that you can have for having to do this. If one of my buddies said, gosh, I got to go through this, man, what am I going to do? I'm really scared. I'd say, don't sweat it. You're not going to enjoy it. It's not going to be the thing you want to do, but it's doable. Many people have gone before me and done it, and many people will go through this after us. It's really not that horrible. But again, hope you enjoy the videos. Hope this brings some comfort to my friends and family who say they like to hear from me. And if something else happens midweek during this 2-week session or whatever, I'll make another video. Otherwise, if it's non-eventful, just like it has been now, I will do it next time I get it hooked up. Bye-bye.